We've got the Large Business Innovator of the Year that's going to be presented by an incredible group. I've met them all throughout the week. Ocean Winds and their SouthCoast Wind Project. And I will say, as most of you know, Patrick Crowley, he stepped in last minute for us as our presenter got sick. And he's like, oh no, how much time do I have? And I said, 32 seconds. So he said, I'll take 10 minutes. I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Kristen. Because if you gave me 10 minutes, I would take it. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Thank you for being here at the conclusion of really a fantastic week. Thank you, Governor, for your leadership in all of these areas. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your leadership and all of your colleagues in the House and everything that they've done to make sure that Rhode Island is a leader in the Ocean State. And in particular, let's thank the late Senate President Dominic Ruggiero. He was an old school Rhode Islander, but in the last 5 years, he helped move this state so far forward, farther than any other state in the nation. Because of Dominic, we're going to make sure that we have 100% of our energy procured from renewable energy sources by the year 2033. Because of Dominic, we're going to make sure that we continue to expand our offshore wind footprint. And more importantly, from my point of view, after all, being the president of the Rhode Island AFL-CIO, this stuff should matter to me. We're going to make sure that we do this work using paying prevailing wage, utilizing labor peace agreements, and to make sure that the next generation of workers are involved in the process by utilizing apprentices as we build this new green economy. Those are things no one else is doing in the country. And it's because of men like Dan McKee, Joe Saccarci, the members of the House that are here, and especially because Dominic Ruggiero. But I'm here to present an award to a company, and I know this is going to sound kind of weird. This is a working class state. This is a union. I'm the union guy, and I'm giving the award to the Large Company Award. I mean, there's something that doesn't sound right about that, but the irony is really lost in the mix here because our awardee tonight understands what Rhode Island is doing. They understand that this is part of a big picture, that we alone here in Rhode Island aren't going to solve the climate crisis. But what we can do is show every other state in the nation how to. And I mean this, and I hope every single person here takes this message back. Rhode Island should be the hub of the offshore wind industry for the entire Atlantic coast. From Canada to South America, it should be Rhode Island that leads this conversation. And with our awardees tonight, I think we're going to get there. So please help me welcome to the stage the team from Ocean Winds and the SouthCoast Wind Project. Thank you and congratulations for winning this fantastic award.
Test, test. Can you hear me? Not my strength. Good? Closer. You can say closer. Great. Hello, Pat. No words can say how important it is, how meaningful it is to be introduced by you, to be an offshore wind developer introduced by labor. I think it's emblematic of the partnership that we've forged over the past few years, and we are so grateful to be your teammate, and I truly do mean that. So thank you. It has been a year to be an offshore wind developer. I get condolences on LinkedIn, and when I see folks in person, and you know it's bad when someone who you don't quite remember says, "How are you?" But I will say that the times that we're living through make rooms like this all the more important. It has a special focus on the good times, and in particular, the good people, and man, is this room full of good people. So thank you. I'm on this stage tonight because SouthCoast Wind was selected to negotiate a PPA with the state of Rhode Island as a result of the 2023 Multi-State Award. And what an innovation that was. I'd like to thank the folks in this room who made that happen. Governor, Chris, Karen, Speaker, thank you all so much for leaning in to this moment in clean energy, for partnering with New England states and recognizing that it is one grid and we have one clean energy future. So we're so grateful to be selected in the Multi-State Award, and we are working very hard. I want to tell you two things tonight. The first is that we're fighting for this project every single day and at every single level. And what I mean there is that we're fighting on our permits. We're working with the legislature on legislation that will be coming. We are in the trenches with Rhode Island Energy trying to figure out how to draft a PPA that accommodates the threats that we're seeing from the federal level. We're working with our supply chain to keep them with us and to keep them sharp and competitive. The second thing I want to tell you is that we're going to keep fighting for this project, no matter what comes. And the reason we're going to do that is because this is our project. And when I say our, I mean everyone in this room's project. It's our grid, and it's our clean energy future. So I'm going to end with a quote that I read this morning. I think there's another clean energy summit that's happening out in San Francisco. And one of the speakers there was the man who first made me worry about climate change, to lie in bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about the polar bears when I was in third grade. And that's Al Gore. And so he said recently out in San Francisco that if you doubt for one moment ever that we as human beings have the capacity to master sufficient political will to solve this crisis, just remember that political will is itself a renewable resource. And that's what we'll do. So thank you.